Hello everyone, No Life here, and today we're going to be doing a much different video than I planned on doing today, but no matter, I'll just simply push that one back till eventually. But anyway, we have gotten our 8th edition of the Muerto Times. This is something I actually expect us to get either Monday or Tuesday, but we end up getting it on Wednesday, which is the day I record this video, of course. But this is actually a pretty good Muerto Times. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it now for those of you who have not read it, so... Starting off strong here, we have fixes and testing, which basically means these are going to be showing up in the bug fix that's coming out next week. But we have family unable to be door stunned. So I'm not sure why they said family. This is 100% all about Leatherface. I have not seen any issues with anyone else being slammed by a door. There have been some issues with stuns where the family member be standing upright after they get stunned, but that's usually from Leland's barge. But for those of you, again, who do not know about this issue here, basically Leatherface could not be slammed by a door. This was huge as Leland was already the only person that could really directly confront Leatherface as is. So the other option to slow him down is to stab him in the back, which is not always possible. So not being able to slam him with a door when he's just barreling at you is huge. And you have Leatherface that are so cocky about it, they don't even stop when they see a door coming in. But thankfully, Taekwondo actually still stuns Leatherface. It's actually kind of funny too, because as you see here, there's like literally no animation of being stunned. He just stops. So, um, if you absolutely need to stun Leatherface, Taekwondo is always an option until they fix this bug next week. But as of now, closing a door, it at least force him to lower his chainsaw, open a door, then come back after you. But yeah, don't be too crazy with door slams until next week. Next, we have Danny unable to tamper. This is a great fix because Danny's just basically been neutered after the last update. They already, kind of nerfed him pretty bad, getting rid of the instant and all that. But this is just like really kicking a man when he's down. So as of now, from all the games I've played Danny so far, and I confirmed since the last video, I've played Danny a lot more. He's able to tamper everything but the Valve tank, which is still pretty huge, as that's a big one to not be able to tamper. But I have not seen any issues where I've been able to tamper anything at all. So I'm not sure who these people are just straight up not being able to tamper, what they're doing to cause that. But again, I haven't had the issue just with the Valve tank. So this is the highlight here, and I almost wanted to save this for last, but my goodness, it's been nearly 6 months, and they have finally addressed this issue, and that is Sissy's poisoning not going through crawl spaces, wall gaps, and barricades. The barricade thing is recent. Thankfully, that was a straw that broke the camel's back and forced them to finally look into her. But the crawl spaces and wall gaps, that has been bugged since Danny's come out. So I'm glad that this was actually a bug, and they're not going to pull the BS that they did with Leatherface and basically said, oh, this was actually an intended feature. He's supposed to not be able to, you know, stall or whatever the heck the issue is with his chainsaw. But moving on here, great buff bug fix for Sister. As a man, I am very much looking forward to these changes coming in. It would definitely spark me to want to play Family more, as I haven't been playing him much since Virginia came out. And speaking of Virginia, it's not listed here, but they confirmed on Reddit that her fixes to her outfits and skill trees will be making it in with next week's bug fix. Rest assured, all that will be fixed. Now, whether they will retroactively give us the cosmetics you get from using her is yet to be seen. I'm almost positive Dandy had the same issue on release, and they did not give us his cosmetics retroactively, so you still had to play them over. But again, I could be wrong. I just remember this bug happening before for some of those. Now, what we have is under investigation that is tuning to grappler and fasteners. That means this might not make it in next week's bug fix, but we shall see. And I can definitely say that I'm glad they're fixing these two perks. I've been using fast hands more on Virginia than I ever did on Danny, as I never really got it to proc much on Danny, so I kind of just stuck to leveling up other perks and whatnot. But I can definitely say that it is pretty crazy. It's not quite as strong as Connie's ability, as you still have the potential to break your lockpick if you're not careful, but it's nearly as fast. The only thing that really slows it down is the fact you still have to move that dial around to get to the right spot for the locks. But if your hands really are as fast as the perk suggests they need to be, you can definitely bang those dials out and get that lock off in someone's face easily. Now, Grappler, on the other hand, that one I've been saying since release that they needed to nerf that. I don't know how it managed to go this long without being nerfed. They nerfed a fishing grappler, but not grappler. And in my opinion, that perk was just fine. It's just RNG anyway. But grappler is so strong that it overpowers suffocating grip and still allows them to win fights, like basically no matter what their health is. So I'm glad that they are going to be tuning this, and hopefully they bring it down to a 10, 15, 20%, depending on which level you have. As I think having it do the exact same numbers as grip will make it much more balanced and still make it possible to kill a victim who is low on health, which again is not going to happen as of now. So next up, we have Leatherface Rev Exploit. This is another huge one that's been in the game since like release. So for those of you who do not realize, basically what this lets you do is as Leatherface, when you're slammed by a door, which ironically you can't do right now, so it's funny that they pick now of all times to fix this. When Leatherface gets knocked down by the door, he is still able to rev his chainsaw. The only thing that seems to stop you from being able to do this is high shrimp or taekwondo. And once his chainsaw reaches threshold where he'd usually overhead, he'd just Undertaker raise himself up, and this usually results in him getting an easy kill because, let's be honest, after a victim slams Leatherface, they're usually on the other side of the door teabagging. So, although a lot of times you got kills on victims that deserved it, it's still BS to be able to bypass the stun animation, and I'm glad they fixed this. It just sucks for all the Leatherface mains as they're quote unquote removing all of his tech slowly but surely. So next up here we have Virginia's Boone and Bone Scrap. This is one that I personally reported in, but I got a feeling that they already knew about it as they did not reply to me in the feedback page, which they have done to literally like every other bug I've reported to them. And if you guys don't know, I report bugs to them all the time because that's how passionate I am about this game. So what this issue was is basically when Virginia has a bone shard on her and she throws her boom poison cloud at a chicken, it would consume the bone shard as if you simply walked up and stabbed Nugget. This still let you stealthily kill him, as the only thing that would reveal that you killed the chicken was it screaming. But if you go against Hitchhiker, you're trying to just get rid of pesky chicken out of the way. That's kind of annoying, such as all the chickens on Slaughterhouse. Now you're going to be out with all the bone scrap, and you might need to disarm that trap, so that's going to force you to go back and find another one, and those are finite. So, very good change. I'm glad they fixed that very rapidly. Now, we have needs more info. This is most likely stuff that is not going to make it to the next update, as again, they're still not sure what exactly is causing the issues, and that's going to be grandpa interactions. I'm not sure what exactly they mean by that. The only thing I could think of is the fact that it's really finicky stabbing grandpa as victims, and even with the family members you still have to kind of get into the right sweet spot. You can't just, walk next to Grandpa and it automatically sucks you into one of his sides to feed him or what have you. And there's plenty of spots where Grandpa can only be fed on one side or stabbed on one side. And there's spots on Family House where if he spawns in the dining room, the family can feed him from both sides, but the victim can only stab him from his right. So it's just like, again, just goes to show how finicky the hitbox is. As for the victim, I find you have to go to like towards the back of his chair to even stab him. And another weird thing about Family House is it's the only map on the game where you can get behind Grandpa and actually, sneak attack him. That is the best place to stab him, as you only get revealed when you actually stab Grandpa, which in my opinion shouldn't even be a thing. So it'd be nice if they just overall just looked at the grandpa spawns and positioned him in places that give more opportunities to stab him in different ways, and again just really gets rid of these issues where you can't feed or stab him from both sides. Now we have trap and snare animation issues. I'm not sure what that pertains to. Personally, I hope it fixes the issue with Nancy's barbed wire traps, where another victim can't remove the trap from their ankle with a bone shard, as I haven't been able to do that in a while now, and it sucks because there's plenty of times where I have a bone shard, I come to that victim and try to get them out that trap, and because I can't, the family member catches up, but they're forced to keep running, and then they end up getting killed because not being able to gap without getting that long stun after is huge. So there's also the thing with Hitchhiker being able to trap next to Grandpa. I really hope they do something about that. This is really getting old, having Hitchhikers just trap the hell out of Grandpa, and then everyone just force feeds until he's 5. The fact that I've had plenty of games where all 4 victims are alive and Grandpa's level 5 says a lot. So I really hope that they space back how far you can put a trap next to Grandpa's. I'm sorry, but you guys abusing this whole trapping Grandpa thing is exactly why they ended up getting rid of the ability to trap the top of ladders. You do something a little too much, eventually you need to get a little spanking on the behind. So that's about it for the Muerto Times in this video. I can't think of anything to reasonably extend it any longer, so I'm going to go ahead and thank you guys so much for watching. Please let's keep the discussion going below. I want to hear you guys' thoughts, opinions. How do you feel about these upcoming changes? Just overall, whatever you have to say, please say it down below. I love interacting with you guys. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. This is completely free if you do not know. And it's just really the equivalent of you following me and being able to stay up to date with my videos so you don't miss a single one when they're released, because I like to put out at least one video a week. And I intend on staying to that logic with my videos dropping. So, as always, you guys, if you haven't already, get a life. Sorry, Alucard, I'm stealing your thing here, but no offense.